Yes, so as you may recall, Fabian cut her head off at the end of the last session,
That's
making
not
it
like.
making interrogation a little difficult. Um, and we did have a nice comment, by the way, guys, on one of the videos where someone who wanted to learn 13th Age watched it and said it was very helpful in them figuring out the rules. So that was a nice thing.
Hmm.
So where we left off last time, let me go through what the plot hooks are. But first, I want to check: did everybody do their incremental advances?
I actually had a question about that.
Absolutely.
Um, so last time I used it for my spells, right, and it was like nice and neat. I just like gained an additional spell.
Yep.
This time my spell posture, where I had previously two first level and three third level spells.
Uh huh.
Now I get at fourth level I get one first level and five third level. So do I just cast spells as if I was fourth level if I take spells as my thing
If you
in
took
the
spell,
advance? Or
let me take a look here. So you would be getting uh, 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 essentially one of the first level spells that you currently have.
Mhm.
So you should have two. You could switch one of those to be a third level spell.
Okay, so it's like kind of like half of
Yeah. Does that
the
sound reasonable?
yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise it seemed a little too good.
Carl, what'd you take for your incremental?
I think I took ability bonuses.
Okay. And
Trying to figure that out.
okay. You get +1 to 3 different ability
Yeah.
numbers.
I'm trying to figure out if I took it or I don't think. I think I took it, and I put it in my character sheet, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, it should be easy to go back and count the points up on
Oh,
that.
yeah,
At
good
the end
point.
of the session,
Yeah.
you can go and check that.
Uh,
Fabian, what'd you take for your advance?
I just took the stats,
Okay, the stat boosts. Okay.
the stat boost.
yeah, but I did rework. Oh, go ahead, Vic.
A question I had was this. It should be pretty easy.
Sure.
On this incremental advance, like, can I take like the next level of shifter or whatever that changes the number of daily forms you have, just like other people take the spell things, or is that just not how
So
that
let's
works?
take a look and see what it says here. You can um, ability score bonuses, feat,
Mhm.
hit points, the ability to wield an extra magic item. Choose a single power or spell that you could take at your next level. If you have a choice of multiple powers or spells, then you can take this incremental multiple times to match. +1 to skill checks. New talent. So it's defined as a power for you, right?
It is, yeah. The adept shifter,
Okay.
for example.
Let me take a look here at the adept shifter, how that works. If it is a new power,
No, it just increases the number of known. You know, like how many aspects you can have.
okay, let me quickly.
I'm guessing it's probably no
Yeah, because that's just your power based on the level.
talent, right?
Talent based on the then no, then that will work for that. But that was a good question.
Okay.
Certainly a reasonable one.
Wrong.
Scott, what did you want to take as your incremental advance?
So you can take the stat bonuses, but it's +1
To three
To
different
three.
stats.
3 different stats. So since I have all even numbers, that actually wouldn't do anything. for
That
me,
is
I
correct,
believe.
sir. That's the problem with taking all even numbers.
Yeah, but you get another one, so you know.
You do get another one.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't have to take it right now.
Right.
So what else do we get? A feat, which we don't get it fourth, I don't think.
No, I think you. Well, let's look here. I believe you
A
get
feat is among the list. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you do get a feat.
Yeah. So you can take another feat.
For adventurer. Ooh.
You can take more hit points. You could take +1 to your skill checks, raise those up.
Ooh.
Which is really cool, right? I mean, so like anytime like you're asking, oh, make a charisma roll, would that +1 to skill checks
It plus
involve
everything.
that?
So essentially, what you're getting is you're effectively getting your level bonus.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Essentially, you're getting your level bonus for all your skills for early.
Okay, so the only thing that changed our ability is our race, right?
Your race changes your abilities, and the incremental advances is the only two things.
Okay. So I.
Well, and your class.
What the class? What does the class do?
It doesn't change your. Yeah, your class. You get with your class, you get +2 on the relevant
Oh,
stat.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I'll
You
take
just-
I'll take the skill bonus.
Okay.
okay, that
so,
would make more sense because I screwed something up then if I didn't.
So essentially, Scott, you act with your skills as if you're one level higher.
You know what? Well, I'm going to actually take the stats and not the spells.
Okay. So let me go over very quickly, summarize what occurred last session, talk about what the outstanding plot points are, and the material that you located at the end of that session. So you guys had decided to pursue the pirate, half-orc pirate, Goldana, followed her to Blood Cove. She had attacked Lady Naisune's house, burned it, and stolen some things. You followed to Blood Cove. There was some stuff that went on in town. People met various people, things of that nature. When you got to Blood Cove, Scott encountered an agent, essentially, of the Prince of Shadows, who spoke with him briefly. And as you guys made way around town, you did manage to alert the local pirates, and you walked into an attack by Goldana, which you dealt with handily and were able to take out her and her pirate allies very quickly. You had hoped to interrogate her, but her head got knocked off, so that became not an option. You ransacked her body, fled to your boat, and took off before Goldana's heavily armed pirate ship could weigh anchor and come after you. So we'll assume you guys are out, pulled off, on a reef somewhere a little ways away, and you're looking at the materials. So let me go over again the two outstanding plot points that you had, and then I'll talk about what happened here. So the two outstanding, yes.
Before you do that, and are we hit points back? Do we have our dailies back? What do we have?
So I'm going to say that you have your dailies back, you have your hit points back. You guys should be all recovered now.
Okay, thank
cool.
you, sir.
Okay.
That's awfully generous. Looking at you suspiciously.
Because you're at the apex of another set of choices, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's screwing us hard.
That's right.
I understand.
So
I translated it.
the two things that you have are this. Palak, the wizard, was the person who had command over Bolt Strike Tower. That's the tower that you rescued effectively from those lizard men and that dragon. You were given a token that if you happened to be passing through and met up with him, that you could probably get a reward from him. That's one thing, and he's at the island of Merthrope. That's number one. Number two, you have this sealed packet of information that Lady Naisune had asked for. And that's the packet of information that she had sent you guys to Bolt Strike Tower to get. So that's number two. You have not yet opened that or looked at that. Number three. So, you will have found this tube that is essentially a waterproof sort of scroll tube that was on Goldana. And you will open that up and pour it out with you guys all kind of sitting around. We'll assume that Kathak is at the prow, kind of keeping watch. In there, you will find there are several different things. The first things that probably comes tumbling out are two really striking rubies. They look like a matched cut pair. They're of significant size. They're probably both the size of your thumb. And they.
I didn't see no rupees.
The next thing that you'll see is there are a pair of rings that come out and fall to the floor of the boat. They also look like they're matched. They have sort of a fish design to them. They have some pieces of coral worked in. They look very old-fashioned in design, and yet they look quite new, which is often a sign to you that the rings are magical when they maintain that kind of polish to them. So those are things. You will also see, and it will kind of come drifting out, is this weird, almost cut out sigil. It almost looks like a tattoo, a kind of an interesting pattern with a sword worked into it that kind of floats out and drops onto the excuse me.
Is this on cloth?
It's not on anything. It's actually literally, imagine if someone had cut out a design from a piece of paper. It looks like that, and it floats down super light. It's clearly unnatural. It's clearly magical.
And we have no idea what the symbol is.
That's correct. And then you will see there are two essentially letters that are in there. And so you'll take a look at them, and I'm going to tell you what each of the letters says. So the first one, taking a quick glance at it, is more roughly written, and a read-through makes you think that this is a part of a set of orders that were given to Guldana. And I'm going to pair...
Spell Guldan?
Galtdana.
T. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to paraphrase the text here. It indicates that she's been given orders to go to essentially lay in wait at Ascariath, and
How do you spell that?
however you want to spell it, Ascariath.
Oh, ass.
Yeah. Here, I'll type it in the
I got it.
Okay.
Ascariath.
Yeah. Any way that phonetic is, however you want to do that.
Right.
So that was the city that Lady Nasune was in. It seems that and this seems to come down probably from the Crow-sworn pirate, but that they were hired by outside forces, and that they were hired to go there. They were to kill Lady Nasune, recover these gems and rings. You'll see that there are notes describing the gems and describing those rings. And it mentions that divinations indicated that there might be outside forces assisting Lady Nasune, that they were clouded and hard to read, and that Guldana might wish to have one of her agents watch for them and attack when they were not present. So it has instructions for her to go. It mentions a magic item. You have the sense that this magic item was used to disrupt the protections around Lady Nasune's house. And the ending, though, it says essentially that she was to go back to Blood Cove to receive the second third of her payment, and receive further instructions on how to deliver the gems and rings.
Where she was supposed to go?
The place you were just at, the pirate
okay.
town.
So she was supposed to deliver these things at
Nope.
Blood Cove.
Nope, she was supposed to get instructions on how to deliver these things.
And those.
And I'm going to come to that in a second. Okay?
Okay.
Now, there was nothing mentioning the magic boat then?
Nothing mentioning the magic boat.
Oh.
The name that is signed to this, and with the mark of the Crowsworn Pirate, is someone named Cutting Wart Angle. And you have this.
This mentions to get the rings, or the rings and the gems and the sigil.
Says to get the rings and the gems, and to come here to get instructions on where she is to deliver the rings and the gems.
Okay, so
let me finish what I think. Okay, so that's the name of the person who signed it. It clearly has the mark of the pirate, the Crowsworn Pirate, and it actually is. There's a phrase at the end that you guys have heard before amongst crazy people, called Tutulis Titanicus, which essentially, Matt, roughly translates to when the Titan falls.
Means don't worry.
There's another letter here then. Now, do you have any questions about that letter? The first
actually,
letter.
say the Titanicus. What is it? The way you said it, like the Latin form. Or whatever.
Sure.
Totulus Titanicus.
I didn't hear it.
I'll just type
Totulus. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just type it in the thing there.
You're so sweet.
Tutulis Titanicus.
Now, what language is that?
So it's essentially a sort of old gods, sort of the divine tongue.
Okay. Okay, so
it certainly popped up more in recent years.
Okay, so so it never mentions this sigil, and it does mention there's something I'm giving you that will take care of her defenses.
Right, a one-shot
item. So it might. Oh, okay.
No,
so
in fact, when you look at it, what they describe, it seems like it must have been a more complex magical item that was given. The sigil, you're not sure what the deal with that is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's that letter. When you go to see the next letter, that first letter is very roughly written, sort of broad script there, the tone and stuff. This next letter is much more formally done. It's on nicer sheets of vellum, tighter handwriting, and essentially it has instructions. It says to the agent, it says that you will take the 2 gems and the ring to the island of Illyrion.
Ring or rings?
Rings.
2. Okay.
Illyrion. And you are go to the village of Kogare. When you get there, you will. Let me type this guy's here. You will find a person named Magister Tietzare. You will give him the items, and you will receive the rest of your reward. Then it says below that, if this is not possible and agents of order interfere, then you should go to the Unconquered Port.
That's not this place.
Nope.
I don't remember what is this place again? I can't remember the name.
Blood Cove.
Blood Cove. Okay,
The
sorry.
pirate place is Blood Cove. The city you were just at is Escariath.
Okay.
Unconquered Port is the largest free port around here. It's noted for its independence. It's very well known. And it says, and essentially it gives instructions on that if you aren't able to get to Illyrian, you should go to the Unconquered Port. Gives a particular tavern that they should go to and leave a code phrase, and instructions on how to make arrangements to meet up with an agent. That agent will then make arrangements on where she should then instead take these items to. And you will note, Carl, very particularly at the end, the mark that you see there is definitely the mark of Leviathan.
Of this letter.
Of this letter. So clearly, Goldana was essentially hired through her superiors on behalf of Leviathan.
I lean over to whisper in his ear, "Hail Leviathan."
Did you stab him then, Scott?
Yes. Okay. Nothing about the rune though at all.
Nothing about the rune. Nothing describing what these gems or these rings are.
Okay.
We should probably give the rune to someone in the party that has really good magical skills. Oh wait.
Okay. So let me get this. Leviathan then is one, clearly intelligent, and two,
absolutely.
has
agents.
Agents.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so he
all of the icons have agents.
Okay.
And Leviathan certainly was the figure that Lady Naisune was directly opposed to.
The Yellow King.
So that's what you guys have, and that's where you're at right now. Shall I assume that you return to Ascariath to kind of resupply and that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll assume you guys get back to the urban center, are able to get settled in and conceal the boat and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so Kogare, or no, Illyrian, who owns that? What is that?
Why don't you make an intelligence roll for me, Carl?
Okay,
what do you?
It'd be my background would be merchant trader.
Oh, perfect. Merchant trader is actually perfect for that.
That's +2.
Okay.
So it's going to be.
I will be right back.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where it is. You know, it's down by the abyss in that gigantic vortex. You know, where Grandfather Turtle is forbidden to go, and Leviathan always eats the gigantic ships that come. I know exactly where that is. That's no problem.
So here's what it is you can find it on a map, but you don't know anything about it.
It's there. Been there. In another life. Got hit in the head though, so you know I couldn't figure anything out. So sorry.
So that's what you've got for that. So you've got those documents, you've got the pouch, and you've got Palak, and of course you've got your own if you guys just want to strike off hunting for adventure.
Well, okay. Where can we figure out? Okay, from the stories that we know of, how dangerous is? I mean, do we know about the soul thing that they interact with our souls? Is that common knowledge?
What do you mean, the magic items?
Yeah.
You know that magic items can be dangerous. You know that magic items have quirks and they cause effects. You might be able to spend some of your coin to consult with a lore master or a junior wizard around in town if you want someone to assess what these things are. Of course, then that
We'll tell people that we have them.
Potentially, yes.
But Lord Palak, we actually have something to give to him, right?
Right.
You have
With a letter of introduction.
You have a letter of introduction to give to him.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay.
Why don't we open this other information of Lady Naisune, since it also might be relevant.
Wait, the other.
The sealed packet that we retrieved from Bolt Strike Tower.
Oh, and this was for her.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Unless we're gonna blow up or anything.
You mean
the packet trapped?
Why don't you make a wisdom plus? What's your appropriate background for this detecting magical traps skill, Scott?
Thief, burglar. Surely he's had to break into places he may not know a lot about other magic, but magical traps.
That seems fair to me. Plus wisdom.
Where's my... Wisdom is big, fat. Come on, dice. Woohoo! Oh, wait. That was Ben's roll from 3 weeks ago.
You got a 16, Scott.
16, yes, I see it now.
Okay.
16 is awesome. That's above 15,
That
which
is.
is a difficulty class of nigh impossible.
This difficulty class of standard actions is what that is, sir. It doesn't look like there's a magical trap on it.
Seems safe enough.
Okay.
I'll open it.
Okay. It will contain a set of papers. Looks like some handwritten notes, like a letter, and then a set of drawings. 3 of them. The drawings are very geometric. Circles and lines and triangles and dots and things like that. And it looks like they might actually fit together if you put them out. It looks like they're recopied from something and they look sort of odd, but there's no other indication as to what they are on those drawings.
Well,
yes.
Question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thinking outside of the box, if these things were put together and overlaid on a map, does it look like that would give pertinent information?
The problem is you'd need to know what the scale of the map is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
or a map of what?
Yeah, exactly. So certainly that possibility exists, but
So what do you mean they fit together? Is it stacking on top of each other or side by side?
It looks like they kind of side by side would
Puzzle-like?
make like a 3 pieces of paper next to each other, kind of fit together and make, like, you can see a line will go off the page of one of these, and it continues on another page. It's a very odd set of magical symbologies, maybe, or something. You're not sure.
So it's these 3 drawings,
and then it's a letter, and it's a letter clearly from Palak to Lady Naisune, and it will say, and I'm gonna, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna paraphrase this again. It will say, I agree to your exchange of items. You'll return the object that you stole from me many years ago. In return, I will give you the information on what I know about the expedition. It says, Pallet goes on and says, I believe the Torrenstal is a weapon. I still believe that, despite what you say. And I can't give you too much more information on that. Once I found out that it was Leviathan that was involved rather than the Siren, I turned my attention away from it. Everyone... Oop, we lost Matt.
Yeah,
We'll wait for a second here. I want to... We will get the lost person back on the line in just one moment. Hopefully.
Hello, this is Rachel from Cardholder Services.
So I saw that you played around with some of the macros, Fabian.
Yes.
And did that work pretty well for you? Is that to get those macros worked out now for getting the standard and the miss damage, or are you still working on that?
I think it's straightforward, except the character that the class I'm using, things change so much, and then you add the escalation die in there to your hit things, and
Right.
it kind of limits it a little bit.
Yeah.
The functionality that they've supplied for the initiative and the and the recovery inside the character sheet is quite handy. But I haven't been able to figure out how to add like an increasing macro, if you will, or an increasing variable within the macro.
Yeah.
So I like the functionality of it in Roll20. I'm not sure that it's working the best for this game.
Yeah, there are a lot of finagly bits in this one, so I can understand why that would be a problem.
Yeah, so for example, when you level up, that means I have to change all my macros to change the damage D8s and D6s and all of that. So it just it made it less relevant in, let's say, than what you might find in a different game system.
Matt's typing right now. We'll try. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Matt is attempting to rejoin the call, I believe, at this point.
Do I get any kind of feeling from either the sigil or the rings? Like, I could just make the layman's attempt to try and get a read on these things.
They're magic, yes. Yeah, that's the feeling you'll get. Absolutely.
And after I use sleight of hand to slip them on their fingers.
Is that what you want to do, Scott?
No. I know, it would be bad.
That might be bad.
I'm good.
Trying to get you back, but having problems. I wonder why Matt's having a problem getting back in the call.
He's supposed to be on right now.
Yeah,
Is
but his thing is ringing and not picking up. Can you hang up?
Kill the call. I can kill the call and do it again.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Here, let me just did him again.
Okay.
Okay. And the item that was stolen was what we believe we returned to the Bolt Strike Tower.
Okay, let me do it again.
Yes,
I'm going to kill.
He's logging out of his Skype and logging back in.
Okay.
What?
Yes, Scott?
So, well, we could either try to confront.
Well, I have to finish, actually.
Okay.
I'm just kind of held off on, because there's some other information here from this. black. Let's see if there's anything else I should tell you about that. Just check my combat notes. I mean, wonder where Ben's at. I guess I should give him a heads up. He didn't say he was going to miss this week, did he?
Not that I heard.
No, not that I heard.
Perhaps he had a HeroClix event.
You're just not good enough.
Apparently not. I had actually... Oh, by the way, Scott, unfortunately, Nick will not be playing in the L5R game.
What happened?
Oh, well, unfortunately, it looks like he and his wife are getting divorced. So I think his attention is on that right now, which is too bad. Matt.
This means we need another player.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, it talks about the Torrenstal Expedition. It's clear that Palak sent this expedition out looking for the Torrenstal, that he thought the Torrenstal was a weapon, that Naisune didn't, and that Naisune was looking for information on the expedition. And what the only sort of solid information that Palak gives is, A, these are rubbings that were taken, were the only thing that he got back. And they were done by the lone survivor, a guy named Segun McGrail. And that Segun McGrail is currently, he believes, at the Unconquered Port. And he's actually being held by the Templars of Tect. Matt, would you please make a Wisdom plus Hospitaller roll?
All right, that's gonna be a good one for me. Let's see. I gotta keep a separate character sheet. That's one thing I don't like about this setup.
Yeah, I mean, I always print them out. Yeah.
I sent you the Excel version. I would use it.
Yes, but I am very lazy.
I know. I sent you the Excel version.
Yeah, but you didn't load my character into it for me.
Oh, okay. I can do that for you. That's no problem.
Print it off for him, mail it to him.
All right. No.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
So, if he is a prisoner of the Templars of Tech, that's not a great thing. They are another order not unlike yourself, except that they are a lot more neutral and a little more reactionary. You have it on good authority that they are closely allied with the icon, the Opal Hand, and they're kind of manipulative bastards.
Which Opal Hand is?
The Opal Hand is one of the icons.
Yeah, I don't
An order
remember that
icon.
one.
They're the Illuminati, effectively. The Templars of Tect, in particular, if he is being held by them at the Unconquered Port, there's a place called the Towers of Zaboku. They're a set of prison towers that the Templars keep people in there. And you're actually familiar with the grounds with your natural 20 there, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You've been there before. pass through.
Oh, passed through.
Yes.
All right.
Did you pass through as a guest or did you pass through as a prisoner?
Prisoner.
Okay, so you have been there and you're familiar with the cells and so on. So we're going to take that now with that natural 20 that you know the Towers of Zaboku and you've been to the Unconquered Port before.
All right. And so I'm following because I had a crying baby. The Unconquered Port was also where the fallback position for the pirates was, right?
That is correct.
Right.
Well, then, it looks like our course of action is somewhat clear, doesn't it, fellows?
How so?
Well, we now know there's someone in need of aid.
Oh, fuck. God almighty, people. Jesus Christ. When does it end?
This
Hey, we could also
man
go to,
is not Pack.
we could also go to Palak and talk to him and, get a read on this stuff here. We got some really cool shit here, and it might, we don't want to go into the heart of the enemy and give it back to them. They obviously want it really bad. I mean, do you trust Pollock? Leviathan wants it, and we're kind of going right there.
Well, technically the Unconquered Port is, just to be clear, is a free port.
Right.
There's a Leviathan meeting scheduled there.
True.
So it's not like Leviathan HQ or anything. It's All right. Well, I mean, to me, actually, the opportunity to bait and thwart Leviathan is not incidental to the trip.
I don't like him either, but, he's a big guy. I don't really like messing with him.
The purpose that we had discussed previously was that we would pursue the killer of Nysoon
Yeah.
and
The
tell
head has
Pollock.
been removed from the shoulders.
Yes. Moving on. The
God, you're killing me. You're gonna
Not
stop
yet.
when we're dead.
the goal then was to go to Pollock and let him know the fate that his pack member met. Correct? Why does this change? We do not. If he is being held by these pack, then you would know better than we. Is he unlikely to survive?
That's part of the problem. He's likely to survive quite a long time.
Then this is not something we must undertake immediately.
You've clearly never spent time in one of the Templar's dungeons before.
No.
Dying would not be the worst fate.
So
We would be going into this man city, finding this prison tower of unknown opposition, and rescuing an individual who may or may not still be alive. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
That is not my first choice. I'm sorry, Lo, you were going to say something?
no, go on.
I would... Let's, is Scott away from...
Sounds like Scott's on the phone when I hear him in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, because my next line was going to be, well, what does the thief say? Well, I don't think the thief's with us right now.
Oh, sorry about that. What do we decide?
I don't think
That is it. What is your opinion? We
What
have...
is my opinion?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, The orc has said we should not go, so that makes me think we should. But moving on.
I'm glad that we're in agreement there.
Well, Pollock would probably give us a lot of, well, obviously reward us, and probably be able to shed a little light on the situation. What, I guess, ask Tommaso.
Whoops.
Yes, I thought that was very clear, Tommaso.
What's the deal with this guy?
Templars of Tect.
Templars of Tech. How did we find out about this guy being held by them? Who is he again?
So, Segan McGrail is the only survivor of the expedition that went out to find out about the Torrenstal. He's the one who made these rubbings. He's the only one who has that sort of information. He is apparently being held by the Templars of Tect at the Unconquered Port. Why is unclear.
We also found that this expedition was originated by Pollock.
Yes.
And
essentially he seems to have given all the most of the information, or at least a good chunk of the information is there in the document.
And Tommaso knows that these nights, this isn't the plush garden of delights that he's being held in.
No, I've had the misfortune of spending time in their tower as well, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Well, then I think we could probably get even a greater reward for Pollock if we would rescue his man. So I'm all for rescuing the poor unfortunate soul. Was there a party vote, and how did everyone else?
Yeah, what's Kathak say?
Kathak seems to have fallen asleep.
All right. I am willing to aid. There's much to atone for in my life, so I guess this is as good an opportunity as any.
So I guess what I'm hearing is that you guys are going to the Unconquered Port then?
I believe so. If
God, you people are gonna kill me.
Yes. I mean, sorry.
I'll take.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, it was.
I'll take my orcish friend aside and say, "Look, our
Yeah, I know you. Why the hell are you doing this shit? I know they're just fucked up. What's your problem?
The priest wants to do this.
Yeah, I know the priest wants to do it. That's why I gotta go there.
And who heals us?
Yeah, it doesn't. If we don't go there, we don't need healing.
Wherever we go, we're gonna need healing.
God,
Guys, it's not really about healing. It's actually about ethics in gaming journalism.
why couldn't I get rescued by like a shaman who just wanted to be his sex slave for a while? Why couldn't I do that? No, oh my God.
Keep the priest happy.
Yeah, I know.
He buffs you.
Yeah, okay. God almighty.
Triple damage.
That was fun.
Do you guys want to do anything before you leave Ascariath? I'm going to assume that you will spend money on getting supplies and things like that. Let's assume that that's all taken care of.
Is there anything we can do to get an idea on the rings? In general, I probably don't want them. I've got a pretty nice thing. I
could go to.
Yeah. Besides going to a mage who's going to blabber everywhere.
Well,
But that's just Go ahead.
No, go on. What are you going to say, maybe?
Okay. A random person brings them this thing that fits a general description of X, Y, or Z. Doesn't necessarily identify us as that person, especially if that person goes in alone in some kind of nondescript manner. Says, "I've got these. I want it found out. I want cooperation." If they get it, great. If he doesn't, fine. But that doesn't necessarily link it to immediately make that note that, hey, that's them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think what these are, I don't think these are like, ooh, wow, you can hit a little bit better with it, or you can protect yourself a little bit better with it. I mean, these are something to do. These are big things. They have something to do with the Titan or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. This was too big. Lady Nicaea was too. She's powerful, wasn't she?
She's a high sorceress.
Okay, and so this is some serious shit. And he wanted these for a reason, and it's not just because I can cast another spell or something.
All the more reason to figure out what these are, because carrying them around.
Well, I'm just saying that we probably shouldn't be talking to people about them so that people know what they are. Because if they are, I mean,
we don't have a choice.
Why don't we wait till we get to
our
Pollock?
options?
so Cathok is a
So you
best
have-
bet here.
What I hear is two things. I hear either wait until after the Unconquered Port and you get to Pollock to have him delve them, or talk to a mage to get a basic reading. I assume go in disguise before you leave from the port.
Yes. And I see no harm in the latter.
I wouldn't bring all of them.
Well, the only thing that I see harm with it is that these were Lady Nicaea's, right?
Nicea's, yeah.
Nicaea, sorry, and she lived here, so odds are, I mean, it's possible that anyone we speak to here may know who owned these and may be suspicious.
The provenance, but that doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, we just leave then.
Okay. The person for us who could do it is who could do it the best is Cathok, right? And he's
Cathok has absolutely no
okay. That's
magical
what I thought.
knowledge.
Oh, okay. Then Tommaso.
Tommaso is not. Okay, well, here's what I will say: is Tommaso can readily identify that they are not divine magic; that it is more classical magic. Does that seem
Okay.
reasonable?
So, and nobody can read the sigil at all, or even have an idea of what language it's in.
The sort of the cutout thing.
Yes.
No, it looks more like a stylized symbol rather than being anything. And of course, that thing wasn't mentioned in the letter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you guys, that's all your stuff. You tell me what you're doing there, and I don't care about that.
I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want,
I would like to take this to a local individual and try and figure out what these things are. I think they were sought specifically by Leviathan, and we're essentially finding out and getting the hell out of town. So
I would not show all four of them, especially at once, to the person.
no, one ring, one.
Okay.
Take the
I
one
mean-
that looks like the most distinctive or whatever.
I mean, I have both spy master and thief backgrounds. Surely I could find a fence or someone that deals with
That's a good idea.
somewhat shady magic item identifications.
So
And-
which
Questions asked.
of the three things, the cutout, the ring, and the gems, the rings,
Multiple
and the gems.
rings, right?
I know,
Two
yeah,
rings.
I'm just saying you guys don't
Okay.
want. You said you didn't want to take both, but gem, ring, and cutout. Which of those do you wish to take to your guy to have checked out, Scott?
Hold on, before you go, Scott, you may want to
Yes.
go with whatever your fucking name is, Rook.
Look,
You may want to go to a legitimate guy because illegitimate guys are more likely to go back to the Crowsworn pirate.
My guy would not be affiliated with the Gross One Pirates.
Okay, well, whatever.
All right, Scott. So first, let's have you make
Maybe a
that.
Prince of Shadows, probably
Yes.
contact.
So what? Once you roll me 2d6.
Just as a comment, if I could, may I essentially shapeshift into like some small, like a mouse, and just hang out in his backpack in case something if he needs backup. If everything goes terribly wrong, he has got backup.
So you're gonna shift into your scouting form.
Well, I need to ask you that as a role-playing purpose rather than trying to get the... Well, let me ask you this. Would this consume my daily of that?
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
Then, no, I will probably just go with him then.
Okay. So Scott.
Why'd you roll 2d6? Oh.
He was told to.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So Scott, once you make, are you taking Fabian with you?
I will not speak, I promise.
All right. I'll take him with me as long as he doesn't speak.
Okay. What's your charisma bonus then, Fabian?
My charisma bonus is 1.
Okay. So Scott, you're going to use Fabian's charisma roll plus your skill.
Sorry.
So 1. Skill is 5, so 17.
All right.
We're on 7.
So you will be able to find someone, essentially someone who owes allegiance to the Prince of Shadows, who will give you the cross sign and the nod, essentially discretion and all that. He looks at the person with you and kind of frowns that you brought an outsider with you, but is willing to talk since you're vouching for him. And you know that that's important, that you are vouching for him. And he will look at it, at the things. Are you showing him all 3? Or just 1 or 2?
Just let's just say the set of magic rings for now.
That's all you're showing him of the 3, is one of the rings.
We don't want to. We said we didn't want to show him.
I don't know. I think this is... I think this is a question that it is your choice now. You're in the middle of it.
Well,
There are 3 things potentially to show him. What do you want to show him? There's the rings, the cutout, and the gem.
Well, this might be the only chance that we have, so I will show him all 3.
All right. He will charge you pretty much all the rest of your guys' loose coin.
Luckily, we bought supplies beforehand.
Yep. Essentially, you guys will be broke after this. Are you cool with that, Scott?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right.
Steal more.
Here's what he tells you. He will tell you that these gems are draconic rubies. That means they come from the body of a dragon. They are potent sorcery items. So will be potent for a sorcerer, but more than that, he'll say they have ritual significance. Those who follow draconic cults, Leviathan followers, that sort of thing, or high sorcerers, these will be quite valuable. The rings are rings of the depths. They allow you to breathe underwater and to move freely and to avoid the other trials that the deep waters bring. The pressure and the cold. They are pretty potent, and in that they provide a complete set of protections. And the last thing
Does
is,
the fact that they're twin rings have anything to do with...
he doesn't know that they're twin rings. You're only showing him one.
Okay, right.
The last thing he'll say is, "Oh, this is nice. Bless you. Bless you."
Excuse me.
The customer in the corner is sneezing. He'll say, "This is a tattoo. You put it on, and it allows you to summon a weapon. In this case," he says, "it appears to be a great two-handed blade."
Axe or sword?
Sword.
Ah. And you can make... It comes out of the tattoo?
Yes. And it can go back into the tattoo as needed.
Interesting.
He'll say so, but I'd be careful because once it is placed on, if you wish to take it off, you will have to cut it off. And then there's a process for drying the skin then afterwards.
Can I get that process?
Yeah, he'll describe to you the process of taking the skin that you've cut off someone that has the complete tattoo and how you have to dry it, and he'll describe the magical rituals that you have to go through to peel it off and so on. It's like a decal.
Oh! You never know. Might run across someone else that has
Exactly.
one of these.
It's like a Cracker Jack tattoo. You have to lick it to put it
Oh
on.
God.
Did you say what it did?
It summons
Yes.
a two-handed greatsword.
Basically, you can pop out a 200 greatsword and put it back into the tube. So you can basically walk around apparently unarmed.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I do like it. Oh.
And he will take all your money.
I think I hear our orc friend drooling from here.
He comes back, goes, "Oh, well, this does popcorn, and these were worthless. I can keep."
Yeah, we got ripped off. Sorry, guys.
I assume you do, in fact, share with the group the nature of these items?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, now I'm going to ask you guys this, because this is a classic question in these sorts of games. Who is carrying what of these 5 magic items?
Well, who do we have that uses a great honking two-headed blade and likes to wade into combat?
Now, from what we know, I have a magic item. Would this be problematic? It might.
Not yet.
Not yet. Certainly, as soon as you have a second magic item, there are some quirks that arise,
Okay.
but you are of enough level that it's not an issue yet.
So, did they say anything about the sword? It's just a two-handed sword, or is it a crazy two-handed sword?
Why don't we slap the tattoo on you and you can see?
Yes.
Now, I basically have to rip my skin off and into the muscle to get this thing off.
No,
once
you
I do
just
it.
well, to get it off, you have to cut your skin off. You have to flay your own skin. Yes.
Okay, but is it just skin or is it muscle?
You're not sure. Probably just skin.
We can help
Where
with
do you
that.
where do you want it, big boy?
Well, in the end, we could be going into something stupid. How long does it take to put it on?
You just drop it on and hold it onto your skin for a few moments, and then it's there.
How much do you trust this guy, Rook?
I think you should put it on your ass.
Yeah, well, that would be on your fucking face, dog boy.
Bum, 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 bum.
Considering how much he charged us, I trust him a lot.
Okay. You know, I'm living on borrowed time, anyways.
Okay.
Drop her on, baby doll.
All right.
Where do you want us to drop it on?
Put it on.
Go tramp stamp. Tramp stamp.
I'll tell you the truth. If it doesn't matter, it probably wouldn't mind so much losing it from my butt as opposed to my freaking arm.
Yes. And he pulls a sword out of his ass.
I
It's
asked,
awesome.
I asked the priest. There you go. Tommaso, where would you like to cut this thing off from me eventually?
Your fish, your ass. So what's the difference?
Not my face. That's for sure. I will get his medical opinion.
Oh, I don't think cutting a tattoo off is medically sound anywhere.
Well, I will ask his opinion and follow it, so he can be. I can literally be the butt of his joke.
The thing is, I am not positive that you summon it and maybe it appears in your hand. I'm not sure how that works. So I would say you probably want to keep it close to your hands.
Thanks a lot. But I don't want to be cutting off my lower arm.
You can put it on your upper arm then, Carl?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
It's two-handed. I'll put it on my shield arm.
Okay. So you will apply that to your arm, hold it on, and you will feel a kind of burning as it sort of sinks in and bonds with your flesh, and you will see that very sort of mix of tribal tattoo there with the sword element in the center, and you will concentrate, and this wicked two-handed sword, roll me a d6.
After he puts it on, I say, "Now you will obey me." Excellent. I can't believe that was so easy.
All right. So it is a wicked two-handed sword, big handle. It's kind of got a wavy, long Landsknecht blade to it. It looks wicked. And so, Carl, this is default gives you a +1 on your attacks and your damage. And it is bloodthirsty.
Oh, that's what I need.
Here's what it does. When you crit with a natural 20, only with a natural 20.
Okay.
When you crit with a natural 20, if you hit again on the next round, you also crit.
Okay. Okay, so we could.
That's just gross.
He has to roll
Let's
a
cut it off.
If he rolls a natural
cut it
20,
off.
he essentially gets 2 free. He gets a second crit if he hits on the next round.
Okay, we could cover
Nice.
two-handed sword. Okay, blah blah blah. +1 to attack and damage.
And damage.
Okay. If crit on. If crit. That's okay. Got it.
On nat 20.
Yeah, right.
Because you
Now,
got some
for
of
instance,
the,
if I was raging,
it wouldn't
would I-
affect
do I have-
that.
do I have 2 shots at a natural 20?
Yes, unfortunately you do.
Ooh, baby.
I know, I found it. I wish you hadn't rolled that one.
Oh, what? There was.
That was the three. That was
See,
the,
there
that
was-
was the d6s. I had taken it down to a set of 6 choices.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me go grab myself a little more coffee, give me just 1 second, and then we're going to cut to you guys traveling to the Unconquered Port. Does that seem reasonable?
Mhm.
Do we want to divvy out the rings? Who wants the?
You guys figure it out and tell me when I come back.
See, that could be really nasty because I just got okay, you guys. As far as battle tactics go, I just got I took away my I messed up some of my stuff, and so I took away one of my feats, and I got whirlwind. So that means I can hit everybody in close combat with me. And the good thing is that if I miss, then that adds to my damage. I get to add stuff to all my later damage rolls. So what my objective is to run in and get into close combat with everybody and do this. Now I'm easier to hit. I get a -4 to my AC.
Holy cats!
Yeah, but see what I was hoping on my first round of combat, I get a +4 to my AC as well. But I can't do anything. The first action is the whirlwind attack. So I can't run in and attack. And so I probably won't get the first round of that. So,
Dude.
So who wants the ring? Or who does your travel form let you breathe water already, or do you have a way to breathe water already?
what? I'm sorry?
This is for Fabian. I don't know what it's
That's a question for Lowell. I don't think I don't think it does. I don't think I normally can breathe water.
Yeah, I don't think he has an aquatic form. I have to check the druid stuff.
I sure wanted one though.
I think that was added in a later patch.
Yeah. Yeah, scout form. Body.
Yeah, it was called the Waterworld expansion.
Well, scout form, I would argue that would be viable, but not necessarily. But we'd already talked about, and you shot down the combat form of a shark.
Yes. There's a reason
Shark
for that.
needed.
Owlbear, leopard. Yeah, all of his stuff is very much mammalian. Or at least land-based, let's say. So I'm going to say no.
Almost got you.
What's that, porpoise?
Yeah. Porpoise form, dolphin form.
Yeah, well, what about like a turtle, say?
So who else? So once, I mean, it makes sense. I guess to give it to the druid, he could scout with it. I guess breathing. I mean,
breathing,
none of his
and
forms.
not only breathing, but moving freely through water.
Well, wait, moving. So, for instance, an archer's arrows probably still would work. They'd work great up to about 2 feet away.
Yes.
I guess. Well, I don't have a magical item, so it's gonna interfere with me less than anybody else.
No, I think it's good. I think it's good. I mean, I think it's good.
Okay, so one for Fabian, and who wants the other one?
Oh, wait, and give him the thing so we can feed him to Leviathan.
Yeah, I'm the delivery boy.
Okay.
Thanks.
So Fabian.
Why don't we give it the other ring to Tommaso? You wear heavy armor, don't you, Tommaso?
Yeah, it would make wearing plate mail around water on boats and stuff a lot more comfortable.
Yep. Okay.
All right, that sounds like a good deal.
And Tommaso, you already have a magic
I have
item,
a
don't you?
holy symbol, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll make note of that. All right.
And what do we want to do with the gems? Do they count as a magic?
Yes, they
item?
do.
Who isn't carrying?
Let's
magic
assume that Ben will carry one, shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
You must carry the other one, babe.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I have the boat and the
Right,
blade.
you've got the boat and the debt, and well, I don't know anything about the other thing. What's his name? Kathak has the bow.
Yep.
And the dagger. It can't be Kathak. He can't have it. He's got the bow, the dagger, and the gem.
Yeah.
Well, but if Kathak doesn't remember that he has the bow, does it count?
Yes.
Oh.
So wait, the dagger doesn't work for you, Rook?
The dagger. I got a separate blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean that.
The dagger gave him an extra spell, so it wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Sandra, by the way, I will practice because I'll be using let's say my sword, my regular axe and shield,
Uh-huh.
and then dropping that, and popping out the sword.
Okay.
I mean, does it work like that, or is it something?
Yeah,
is
I mean,
it
it's-
something
it's
easy to do
when-
in the middle of combat?
It's like a quick draw blade from old
Okay.
GURPS that when you call it, it appears in your hand.
Okay.
So, do you have another item other than the tattoo?
I've got the light armor.
Okay, so someone's gonna probably end up with 3.
That's again not a problem. Right now, you
Yeah.
guys are still in good shape
Okay.
because I believe you're what, 3rd level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you can have 3 magic items.
Oh, really? So I mean, at
Alright.
10th level we can have 10.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that's the way it worked. I was
I
like, because
believe
that's
so.
because 10th is like a ridiculous level. I mean, 10 magic items is kind of ridiculous.
Well,
we're
right
talking
now,
of
Kathak
all kinds
isn't-
of magic items.
Kathak isn't here to object, so we'll go ahead and give him the other one, if
Yeah.
that's okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
When he's
Well-
normally here to object, he isn't here to object though.
he's sometimes objects.
Fuck it.
We will take off towards the Freeport.
All right. And just to go over the sort of magic item rules, and this is we're doing a slight modification here, okay? Essentially, every magic item does have a kind of a personality, and the more you have, the more they will come through. If you are carrying or wielding a number of magic items that are equal to or lower than your current level, magic items will give you personality. Will, of course, will tug at you and give you urges, but you'll be in charge. If you have more, then it gets to be a problem.
We need to get Paul in this game.
Yeah.
So can we sneak one of these gems into somebody's pocket just as a party trick?
So next time when Ben's here, I'll go through what all the various quirks are. I will tell you, Carl, that when you have that blade out, when you kind of think about it, you hunger for red meat.
And that would be different.
Red raw meat.
And that would
not
be
all
different?
That different. So it actually plays into your natural stuff, so you probably are ravenous for it right now.
Ooh. Oh, okay. You mean I just want to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought
God.
I was thinking. I thought you meant it'd be.
No,
I
that's
was like,
okay.
look
We
at
don't
it. Look
need to
at
go
it.
there. Don't need to go there.
Wolf steaks. Wolf steaks.
All right.
No, I was not thinking of that.
Okay. Have any of you
Sure.
seen the horror movie Ravenous?
No.
If you have not, it is the best Civil War cannibal movie ever made. It is great. It is a great horror flick and worth seeing. All right. So we will sort of wipe to a montage of you guys sailing across the seas. Can I have the 3 people who are skilled sailors? I believe that is Tommaso and a Black Dog and our friend Rook. All of you guys make, let's say, probably for more endurance, Constitution plus your particular sailing skills rolls, just to see how that goes. Make sure that there's no eating up of dailies or healings or anything like that.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay,
No rerolls in this game. I hate that.
that's true.
Oh God.
So it is a terrible journey. It is a terrible journey. And everybody will burn 2 recoveries. Make note of that.
Oh, you suck.
The seas are awful. It's
Storms, you try to turn away from things. This boat goes so fast, it's hard. You guys are trying to get a sense of it. Tommaso is probably the one who has the best gauge on how to handle things, but you end up running into storms and without any real recourse, and have to ride them out, and you'll end up spoiling a lot of your rations, such that by the time you get to the Unconquered Port, you are out of food and out of money.
We're already out of money.
Yeah.
If I, Lowell,
Yeah.
can my I have a class feature, Wilderness Survival. I never suffer from natural weather effects, exposure, etc. I can go longer.
You do not lose 2 recoveries.
Not bad.
Okay, everyone else
Thank
does.
you.
Though I contemplate getting the sword out and cutting all the rigging down, because that would probably help us.
Yes. Or you do get
No.
hungry there after a while.
Yeah. Get in.
Wolf steaks. Wolf steaks. Wait, bear steaks. Bear steaks. More bear steaks.
You better make port quick.
I stay away from the orc. I stay far away from the orc.
And you guys will eventually come out, and you will see the great sight of the many sort of tiered Unconquered Port. It is a great open port. There are no real sea defenses. Unconquered Port, the sort of name of it actually refers not to the defenses here, but the fact that when invaders have taken it over, they've eventually either gotten co-opted or given up or moved along. The Unconquered Port is brilliant at trade and at sort of bringing people in. So it is the one of the most potent city-states, has no greater territorial ambition. It's run by a senate of merchants who have to buy in for responsibility, and it is very much a laissez-faire, do what you wilt kind of place, as long as you do not disrupt the city. That also means that icons and things like that that try to essentially put their boot stamp here will face problems. And you guys will sail in, and I'm getting echo from somebody. You guys will sail in, and Scott, why don't you make a charisma plus appropriate skill to talk your way past essentially the port taxes.
Taxes? Oh, those are all paid up.
Essentially all of the docking fees and all of that stuff for coming in, figuring out ways around that.
If we have to, we can go up the coast and put the ship
29.
away.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You'll talk to people, essentially call in a favor or two kind of thing, and make some sort of that horse trade dealings, and eventually you guys will maybe even make out of it with a 29. You'll probably make out of it with a chance to sit someplace and dry off, and maybe get a nice hot cup of grog before you move on into the city. So, let me ask you guys what you want to do. Remembering, of course, that one of your options is to try and invoke iconic relationships is one of the options here as well. So I'm going to kind of do a once around, and who wants to start with that?
Well, I guess in the absence of anybody else,
Okay.
I'll try and reach out to perhaps the sewer rat,
Okay.
since that's kind of the down and out, the icon of the down and out, and that's kind of exactly where we are
All right.
right now.
Roll me a d6.
6.
6. So there is that thing where you guys come in kind of miserable, and wet and abused, and you will find essentially the marks kind of scrawled on some of the corners of buildings that are signs and sigils for the sewer rat, the things you even saw out in the wilderness and the far areas among some of the gypsies and things. And you will meet a person named Tarnish, and
Okay.
he's a goblin, and does kind of look at you oddly, but he will speak with you in the cant of the sewer rat, and he will say, "I can provide you with a basic shelter for a couple of days, a place to flop should you need it."
That would be very kind, thank you. My companions did not weather the voyage well.
This is a city where many come with nothing but the shirts on their backs and have to make their way. Those brethren like yourself who have earned the gift of our master certainly are welcomed. It may be that we will ask you for a service, but for the moment, a few days, and we'll provide bread and water should you need it.
Thank you, I am honored.
Okay. And essentially, it is a kind of a not particularly flea infested. It looks like it ought to be, with straw and floor bedding and just really kind of cold and this sort of almost like small barn that you guys are given, but is actually relatively pestilent free. Okay?
Until Tommaso gets there.
Until Tommaso arrives. All right, who's next? Scott, go.
Oh, well, once we sort of get a little base of operations set up, I will do some information gathering and see what I can find out about the knights here, and basically what are they up to, what information can I find out about them, how are they...
Sure, let's make a streetwise
How are
kind of
they
roll.
treated?
What do you want to use for your streetwise on this?
Thief, probably, or spy master would be
Okay,
either one of those.
spy master plus intelligence.
Let's see. But I'm charming. I'm very charismatic. Actually, 19.
Okay,
So, what's the 20?
give me 2 questions.
2 questions about. And what's the order again? Knights Tech?
They are the Templars of Tect.
The Templars of Tech.
T-E-C-T.
T-E-C-T. What do I know about Tech? Anything?
So Tect is actually the name of the founder of their order, and essentially a kind of Knights Templar devoted to interceding in conflicts that have gotten out of hand, and originally started out as a beneficent order when founded by essentially the Order Master Tect. couple hundred years ago, but after being supported by a number of different princes and things like that, as many of these orders have, supported by originally by those noble houses, has become more settled and perhaps more driven by other interests. So Tect is actually sort of just the name of the order. They serve various gods, and they are multiracial. But
So I guess
that's your first question.
my second question then is, who's